Guys, here we are with my new deck, Kira Mermaid OTK. Yep, that's what it. No, I'm just kidding. The deck is actually Fire Princess, and for people that don't know what this deck is, it is a deck where when you gain life points, then your opponent loses life points. Now, I wanted to try to make a remove from play version of this, where you can use Fire Princess, keep gaining life points, Necroface, and whatever, but didn't seem too reliable. But I will get to a removal burn kind of thing later on. And noting that this is also a burn deck, it's not reassured to win, since Fire Princess isn't really top tier. But it will really do pretty good to block your opponent from doing stuff. So without much further ado, let's get into the deck. Right now we have 3 Cure Mermaids. What it does is when it's on the field, you gain 800 during your standby phase. And the point of the deck, you need to gain life points, so this is a win-win situation. Dancing Fairy, and yes, basically all these monsters give me life points, so. But anyways, so if this card is in face-up defense, or we have one Dancing Fairy, and I thought I put myself in busy. Why do I always forget this? Busy, thank you. Anyways, when this is in face-up defense, you gain 1,000. There's only one of these in here because of the fact that it has to be in defense, not really any position, so, yeah. 3 Fire Princess, and its effect is every time you gain life points, your opponent takes 500. Now, it's alright, but you have to get a constant stream of gaining life points, which can be pretty annoying at times, so. Yeah, not to mention you have to actually get her out too. If you don't have protection, I wouldn't recommend summoning her right away either, because of the fact that she only runs 1300 attack, so yeah. Next we have 3 Golden Ladybugs. What it does is during your standby phase, you reveal it and you gain 500. So basically it would be 3 of them, like 1, 2, 3, so you gain 1500, and then I believe she does 1500 damage also, so pretty good. And if you really need to, you can set it to protect yourself. 1 Kaisi, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Anyways, so what you do is you set it, and then your opponent attacks into it. And when it attacks, it goes into the equipped spell and trap zone. It doesn't make it so that the monster count went down. It just puts it there. And then you gain life points equal to half that opponent's monster's attack. Of course, there's some downsides to this. One, because this deck runs a lot of spells and traps, that it's kind of hard to play more than one of these. 2, what would be another thing? Oh yeah, another thing is if they tribute or synchro off their monster, this goes away too. And 3, this card is very easy to hit with Heavy Storm, does Tornado, Mystical Space Typhoon, Giant Trunade, which you don't care about Trunade, but yeah, so those are like the 3 things you have to worry about cards like this, and Blast Sphere and whatever. Yeah, so just 1. You could play Crush Card, but there's like only 1 card that you can use Crush Card with in this deck. Double Maria. So when this is in your grave, you gain 200. There are many ways of discarding it, sending it to the grave, waiting till your hand gets 7 cards, so you have to send a card to the grave. You know, all the random good stuff. So yeah, it's really good. And then you basically are dealing 1,000 damage if both of these are in the grave. One morphing jar. It helps you search through the deck more and put some Marias in grave. One mysterious puppeteer. What's it called? So anytime your opponent normal summons or flips, summons a monster, you gain 500. Now, this is really good because of the fact that you're dealing 500 for every time they summon, kind of like chain energy, where anything you play costs 500. So, yeah. And then it'll lock down your opponent a little bit, because if you have Fire Princess and Mysterious Puppeteer and your opponent has like only 500 left, they're forced to not summon, otherwise normal summon or flip summon, because they're gonna lose. But of course special summoning is a thing, so that's why this is at 1 in here. 3 solar flares. It can do a solar flare lock, which you can put 2 of these and they can't attack these cards because you control another pyro, and it does 500 damage for each solar flare you have. Well, each solar flare does 500 damage, not what I just said. So yeah, it does a lot more damage too. And not to mention that Fire Princess Pyro too, or no, she's spellcaster, isn't she? No, Pyro. Okay, for some reason I thought it was something else. And then our last monsters are UFO Turtle. And when it's destroyed by battle, you get a fire monster of 1500 or less. So that leaves you with 2, 5, 8 monsters. Let me leave it on you. So yeah, 8 monsters, a choice to get with UFO Turtle. Preferably what I usually do is, if I can get 2 UFO Turtles off, I would go into Solar Flare Dragons. And then I would probably bring out the Fire Princess and just sit there, because, well, actually just keep playing stuff, but sit there too, because they can't really attack, and it'll take them a while to get over it, if you're lucky. 1 card destruction. It helps you search through the deck quicker, get Maria in the grave. Level limit. Even though your monsters are pretty much like level 4s, except for like a few of them. Not you. Yeah, except for like a few of them. But since it's a burn deck, you're basically trying to stop your opponent from attacking. And plus, you're not even trying to attack. So, yeah, that's really good. Same thing for Messenger of Peace. Of course, though, Fire Princess can still attack if you want, so it's pretty good. 1 Mystical Space Typhoon takes out a back row. Spell Absorption, you gain 500 for each spell activated, so your opponent's kind of locked down with that too, because they can go like, if they have 500 or 1,000 life points left, then they do a Heavy Storm, they would have 500 points left or something like that. Well, not really Heavy Storm, because they can come back if they use Heavy Storm. But yeah, but it's kind of like a lock if you have Spell Absorption and where is he? Mysterious Puppeteer, because they can't normal summon or flip summon, then they can't use a spell card. They still use traps, but of course if you use a spell you'd win. But this all depends on if you have Fire Princess out or not. Not saying it's not bad to use Spell Absorption if you draw into it, but, you know, a lot better if you already, you know, have Fire Princess out. Swords to protect your monsters. Wave motions, because every burn deck should run this. We could run Lava Golems, but quite honestly, do we really need to? Because, like, I don't know. I just really don't feel the need for a Lava Golem. I mean, I possibly could take out Dancing Fairies and, I would maybe mysterious puppeteer, but right now we're only doing it like this. So yeah. Anyone that doesn't know what wave motion does is each of your opponent's end phases, or is it my end phases? Oh no, every one of their standby phases, not end phases. You gain a counter. So yeah, and then when you send it to the grave, all those counters add up. Oh, they're not really counters, they're turns. And those amount of turns add up, and when you get 8, you win. Double Dark Bribe, just to protect your cards from being destroyed so you can prevent attacks. Gravity Bind protects you. Mirror Force stop monsters from attacking. Solemn Judgment negates something. 2 Solemn Wishes, another way of gaining life points really quickly. Also, Card Destruction Morphing Jar helps out with this so you can do more damage. And I'm tired. And while revealing light, when you pay 1,000 life points, and equal to that much, the monsters with that much attack or less can't attack. So if you pay 3,000, anything 3,000 or less attack can't attack. Also, another thing, since your deck is a gain life point based deck, you will probably get enough life points to pay like 9,000 attack points. So yeah, it's pretty good. I'm just being like, I'm not being like serious. You won't gain like 9,000 life points. You might actually, but who knows. But it's just a thing. I'm just saying you can easily do all revealing light in this. Things you need to watch out for in this is heavy storms. Heavy storm. It's close range typhoon. Those plays with the Trinade where they just bounce your cards back and just beat you down. Your spells and traps, because you don't run blast spheres, so it's not really anything for them to worry about. And I guess Lava Golem would be pretty annoying to end up getting tributed by. Also, you're not really special summoning a lot. You only have 3 monsters that make it able to special summon, so you know, that's a thing. I think we have our synchros. Nothing really interesting. I would definitely say 1 or 2 magical androids if you're doing tuners, and 1 or 2 thought rulers, because they both help you get life points. And as I said, this deck makes it so that when you gain life points, you deal damage. So yeah, right, it's not too much. I basically went through this so quickly. So I'll just go over the cards one more time, just so you guys can see. I mean, I usually don't go through these too quickly, but it doesn't take much to explain a burn deck, I don't think, because there's not really any plays that you need to know other than play your cards to gain life points and get out Fire Princess so it can deal the damage it needs to. For right now, there isn't a side deck. Not really gonna make one, to be honest, but you know, stuff you can use is like Lava Golem, because of the fact that you stop your opponent from attacking, and that you can make them take 1,000, and you have so much defense against them that it doesn't really matter. What else is there? You can probably throw it, if you don't like spell absorption, you can use soul absorption then, if you're battling like remove from play decks, I guess, but it's not really liable, I would say. You could throw in blast spheres too if you want more defense. I really don't think it's needed though. There's also Backfire, which is a trap card that deals 500 every time a fire monster is destroyed. But quite literally, you're only playing 9 of them, and most of them you're trying to keep alive. So yeah, that's not really an option. I wonder if there's a card that lets you gain life points because of traps. Let's see. Oh, the video has ended. If you guys are wondering, or I'm done explaining the deck, so you guys can go on and try out the deck if you want. The deck is pretty decent. There's some things I don't like about it, because sometimes if you don't get a good hand, then it might screw you. Oh, doesn't look like to be cards that you gain life points because of traps. That seems so weird that there wouldn't be one. Okay. No, I don't think there is. Unless that's it. No. Okay. Royal Surrender. No. Oh yeah, and also watch out for prime materials, because they'll make themselves gain life points. So, other things to worry about. Wait, is this? Oh, okay. No, that's not it either. Oh, there's just a bunch of cards to negate them. There's not really anything to gain life points then. Unless that was it. No. Alright. Enough looking through this. You'll find it eventually, guys. So things you want to worry about is, not really anything that attack you. Of course, if you don't have backup, then it could be pretty annoying. And, I guess remove from play is pretty annoying. And Light Sworn wrecks this deck, I can tell you that, but what deck doesn't Light Sworn wreck? Let's see. Also, dragons might be able to get past this a little bit, but not too much. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, guys. If there's anything else, and I'll make another video, or I'll leave in the comments telling you something. So this is definitely a 7 out of 10 deck, because it's kind of slow, to be honest, because you don't really have a lot of things that burn your opponent. But it does take a while for your opponent to beat you down, because you gain life points so much. So yeah, so I'm gonna leave it off with the picture of the Fire Princess, and I will catch you guys later.